Think about it. Are you in the top 50% in your ability to get along with people? Lead people? Drive safely? If you have a license, of course. What about select a fantasy football lineup? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you have lots of company. In general, people tend to think they're near the top in all sorts of areas. Like in a college board survey of high school students, 85% put themselves in the top 50% of their abilities to get along with other people. And 70% of them put themselves there for their leadership abilities. In another survey, 88% of American participants believe they were in the top 50% of drivers when it comes to being safe on the road. But wait, that can't be true for any of these situations. 50% of people have to be below the median. So that means that lots of people overestimate their current abilities, which in most cases can be improved, by the way. These are examples of a psychology concept called the Dunning-Kruger Effect. It happens when we overestimate how good we are at something because we don't realize that it's complex. It usually happens when you go from having zero experience with a subject to a beginner's amount. The Dunning-Kruger Effect matters to your fantasy football game because if you're not aware of how it affects you, it prevents you from improving the skills that help you get ahead in the competition. So, if you're fairly new to playing fantasy football, you may think, well, I read the rules of this league, so I'm good. Or, I've watched enough football games to know how to play each week. But keep this in mind. Going from knowing nothing to knowing something feels like a major change. That can make you unreasonably confident about your knowledge of the subject, leading you to overlook the fact that there's still a lot to learn. However, the Dunning-Kruger effect starts to go away when you start to learn more. Your false sense of confidence decreases when you realize that maybe it's not so simple. So you might feel a little confused for a while, but as you learn more, you're actually getting more competent. So there's good news, you'll start to feel confident again, and this time you've earned it. At this point, you actually want to avoid the opposite trap with the Dunning-Kruger effect, thinking that something's easy for everyone, even beginners, because you forgot how complex it is. So try to be aware of how you compare to others. Well, hold that thought. In some cases, like with physical appearance, there's no point to comparing yourself to others. But when you join a competition, comparison can be a tool for getting an accurate idea of where you stand, so you don't get overconfident and fail to prepare. For instance, if you read articles from fantasy football experts and maybe compete in multiple leagues, you'll get a better picture of what you need to learn more about to improve your game. Alright, so you know a beginner's amount about fantasy football. Check to see if you're falling for the Dunning-Kruger effect. Ask yourself, is my knowledge and experience actually as good as I think it is, or do I need to learn and practice more, especially to get in contention for a prize? If so, what do I not know yet?